Warmly welcome to another Soul Sunday. Today we're exploring something that has been at the heart of everything we do here, literally heart-centered leadership. It's not a concept or a business framework, even though it affects our business in a good way, but it is the most sacred, most courageous, most holy thing you can do for yourself and the world. Last week, we explored the radical possibility of changing the movie you've been running in the back of your head. Same scenes, same fears, and same old plot, but you're not the movie. I shared a dream about zombies and what the hills said. They represented the parts of me that wanted to stay asleep, that didn't want to face my own power coming alive. And their transmission was very shortly that every day you are a new person, a new version. Don't hold on to the version you were yesterday. Simply change the movie about your life in the past. It simply isn't there anymore. It's not here anymore. The Earth is changing its frequency rapidly, and she will change with or without us. And it is far more interesting and enjoyable to change with her. You can watch the full episode on my YouTube channel. If we're changing the movie, if we're stepping into our expanded version of ourselves, what's the compass? What's the guiding force that tells us which direction to go? Today we're exploring that. And a little honest reflection to your surprise. No, I hope not. I'm not perfect. And sometimes I'm reminded that I also go astray once in a while. And then I just have to forgive myself. I was a bit drowsy when I woke up today, and when I connected with the hill at 5 a.m. this morning, nothing came through. It was dead silent. So we were just standing there, watching each other like if we were in an elevator. And I knew deep down that I had let myself be distracted. Well, something did come through after a while, a firm and fair reminder. Excuse us, sir, but better habits will help if you want to stay on track and communicate with us. And that was it. I didn't feel judged. It was just a fair reminder. And I felt a little ashamed, honestly, because I got to bed a bit late last night. And there were weird energies during the night. I don't know if you felt it, but we did. And my sleep was interrupted. But still, there are no excuses. It's just what happened. I was distracted and fell back to some bad habits. Not huge one, but not enough for me to didn't get a nice rest. Anyway, I didn't linger in what happened very long. I changed my state as quickly as I could, and went for a run to the lake, had a short swim, and did my workout and push-ups. I came back, had some tea, and started to work. Sundays are a funny mix of being of service and working with my inner world at the same time. And I'm lucky that Yvonne reminded me of what we're actually doing here while looking for a theme today, because we didn't have one. I got no help from the hill this time. And it's totally fine. And it was probably perfectly as it should be. Yvonne pointed to transmission and said after a while, heart-centered leadership. That's what we're doing. And of course, we are eternal souls living our journey here on earth, remembering more and more who we are, leading ourselves from within, anchored in our souls, expressed through the heart. And the essence of what we do is heart-centered leadership, guided by our souls. And Yvonne found a transmission from the hill, something that's in our community course, 21 Days to Remember Your Light. And we do read them once in a while. They are still great reminders, timeless. And it gave me some nice goosebumps when I read it again. Because, of course, I remembered. I mean, I channeled the words. But anyway, we all need a reminder once in a while. Because this is what we're building toward. This is what all of it, the limiting beliefs, the new story, the reclaimed presence, and the soul-guided leadership is pointing to. Remembrance and leading from the heart. When all of us, anyone, express ourselves through the heart, things become more enjoyable. They make more sense. And what we share lands more deeply in others because it comes from somewhere real. But first we have to listen, like really listen, dare to listen, and be brave enough to listen. The question is, can you find the opening? Can you sense it? A deeper calling with subtle sensations, asking you to come home again and again. It's an ongoing journey. To hold on to the fire in your soul, expressed through your heart. It's not fluff and it's not silly. It's the wisest, most sacred, most holy and respectful thing you can do for yourself and the world. The distorted narrative has taught us that listening to your heart is weakness. That you're cool if you're into dominance, aggression, toughness, being strong through force, like if life was an action movie from Hollywood. Well, of course, my teenage self enjoys a car chase once in a while, but it's more rarely, more seldom now. And honestly, I'm more and more interested in what's in the heart of things. I simply don't believe in violence as a solution. I never did anyway. Even if I spent a year, because I had to in the submarine. That was a long time ago, 30 years plus. I don't believe the world will change in a good way if distorted patriarchy keeps ruling it. And I see evidence everywhere that it's changing fast. We had a conversation in our family yesterday. You know, ants, a huge pile of needles. They are civilizations led by a queen, and it seems to work. And it's the same with beehives. They are led by a queen. And there have been ancient civilizations led by women, and there might be some tribes around the world led by women. And I'm not saying to put us men down, but something really evolved in a very primitive way the last 2000 years or so. And it seems to escalate. And even some women have been fooled to take on this masculine way to fight their way to the top. So, guys, we can do better than this. Some honest self-reflection is a good thing. True leadership is through love and being brave enough to say it out loud. Love is not weakness. It's courageous, strong, wise, centered, fair, and poised. And sharing this life here on earth and beyond with love, understanding, and respect is the highest form of leadership there is, from my point of view. Okay, Yvonne, the space is yours.
Thank you, my love. And hello, everyone, beautiful people. It is so wonderful to see you again. And how was your last week? For me, there has really been so much happening out there. And when I walk in nature, what I do nearly every day at this time of the year, it is always such an exploding and expanding feeling wherever I look or breathe in the air. I just need to sit down at a meadow. We have one in front of our house. There are thousands, really thousands of tiny insects doing their thing, collecting nectar or building their homes. So much beautiful movement. And I really, really enjoy and love observing the expression of the nature of Earth. I actually always did this. Something special happens in my body and in my heart when I do so. Already as a child, I searched for places in nature and sat there actually for hours just to be and to observe. I did nothing else, just observe. And maybe it's not the usual thing for a child to do, but it played for me a really important part in my life here on this earth. And I actually grew up on a farm, and we had really many different animals and a big garden, of course. And one of my favorite things there to do was sitting with our chickens and just watching them, observing their social interactions and listening to their funny little conversations. And another favorite of mine was listening to the rain. I would grab a blanket and a pillow and just make myself comfortable in our car, because that is where I had the best sound of the rain dropping on the roof and soothing my soul. So just lying there and breathing in the rhythm of it all. In these moments, my heart opens widely. And I don't know, did you know that the earth herself has actually a heartbeat? It's called the Schumann resonance, a subtle pulse that moves between the earth and the sky, and created by the storms and lightning that dance around on our planet every single moment. And this pulse beats at almost the exact same frequency as our brain waves do. So when we are calm, when we meditate, or when we finally let go and rest, maybe this is why nature actually always finds a way home to my heart. It's like somewhere beneath all the noise, her rhythm and mine are speaking the same quiet language. And just mentioning here makes me calm and anchored, actually, when I sit here. And in fact, I also strongly believe that we all have different anchor points for the things we love, and that these things touch us in a deeper way. They touch our heart. And this is really what I want to speak about today, because everything I just shared with you comes from the same place, a heart that is open and listening. And I believe the heart can carry many different expressions of feeling. There we can live and breathe through joy, and we could do it through happiness and love and laughter, but also through pain and grief and anger or anxiety. And so many states of our being are deeply connected to the expressions of our heart. And still, these expressions, when they are centered in the heart, are true expressions. They are connected to something real and to something genuine. And when they come from there, they are rooted and grounded. I mean, have you ever read a book that was written from the heart and one that was written only from the mind? They are different languages of creation. The one from the heart speaks to something deep inside of all of us and touches us in another way, a way the mind alone cannot reach, actually. I think maybe you can recognize this. Or another example, maybe you have felt this one yourself too. When you got angry about something and you needed to set a healthy boundary, and you did it through your heart and not only from your head and mind, then something real happened. Because it always comes with respect and a deep-rooted love. And the people around you, they can feel the difference as well. And What else I love is when science catches up actually and confirmed what many of us already know. Because there is an institute, and it's called the Heart Math Institute, and they have shown that the heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in the entire body. This is actually much stronger than the one produced by the brain. And this field can actually be measured several feet outside of us. And even more remarkable is that the heart sends more signals to the brain and the brain sends to the heart. So our heart is not simply reacting to our thoughts, it is communicating, guiding or informing us. But it is only doing this if we only, allow us to learn and to listen. This is a part of why when we manifest something we long for from the mind alone is so often lacks more power. On the other hand, when we visualize it and at the same time truly feel it in our heart, the field around us shifts and the results carry a different kind of strength. To lead from the heart is with that, more centered, more grounded, and a way to walk through life. And I think this is also at the very core of what it means to work for me and Elof and what we offer to the world. So much of it is about trusting what we feel and what we sense, rather than only acting from will and control. It is about being receptive enough to let the soul and heart lead the way, and trusting that it is not weakness, but it is different, deeply wise kind of strength, I would say. And as I said before, there are different ways this expression can look. Heart-centered leadership is not always soft. Actually, sometimes it looks like a sharp knife, cutting cleanly through illusions and through what no longer serves us for the people around us. But even then, when it truly comes from the heart, it is never cruel. It cuts with love and it cuts with truth. And that is what it makes so different from mind-driven anger or ego trying to protect itself. So before we move on, let's take just a moment together. And if you want, you can close your eyes or just lay a hand on your heart and just feel it. Take one slow breath in and just be with your heart. And as you breathe out, let your intention drop gently down into your chest. Just notice what is there. Just arrive there in your heart for these few breaths we share together here. And if possible for you, do this every time before acting, before sharing your words with the world, and before making any important decision in life. Let your heart lead the way, always. I thank you so much for being here, for bringing your heart into this space with us today. And I'm so grateful to walk this path together with you. And I look forward always to everything we explore here in the weeks on our Sundays. And I will come back to you for today's activation meditation. But for now, I give the word to Elof again. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Yvonne. That was beautiful and heartfelt. Please share in the chat if something came up for you. And now let me share the transmission I mentioned from our community course, 21 Days to Remember Your Light. This is what gave me goosebumps this morning, so I'm gonna read it. Dear souls, living your journeys on this beautiful planet, doing your things. In your heart, there is a special place that is touched by kindness, beauty, and serenity, that understands the expression of love in a deeper sense. Whenever you see something that brings a smile or a feeling of softness, don't name it the first thing you do. Absorb it and be with it. A flower can mirror something in you, an opening to something bigger without words, without explaining, but just by being. If you listen carefully with your heart, not your ears, you might sense a subtle melody, sounds of the universe, songs of eternity, and a remembering of wholeness. Soften, melt with it, and you can perhaps find a resonance in your soul. We love and honor you for walking beauty and the mystery of awakening like a living altar, your friends in eternity. How was that for you? Sophie just wrote, resonating so much with what you shared, Yvonne, that deep and alive relationship to nature, feeling so much appreciation for you, Yvonne. Thank you. Lovely. Yes, and I know you're definitely a nature person, and I truly love and honor that with you. That's the kind of leadership that we really need. So when you see beauty in nature, you don't have to name it the first thing you do. I really like that. Just be with it. And that's the whole practice right here. Not over analyzing, but be with what is. And we live in a world that rushes to name, label, categorize, and explain everything before it's even been felt. But the heart works differently, and the soul as well. The heart absorbs, and the heart resonates, recognizes something before the mind has a word for it. So if we listen carefully, sort of disconnect our ears, we will find something else. And I have noticed this by myself. I could honestly hear inside of me kind of a tune when I was absorbed by a flower. It was huge. It was like something, the whole universe opened up in that flower. And speaking of it, I once asked, out of curiosity, but also because I was searching for something, I asked the source, what does the source, the intelligence that we all come from, what does it look like? So I went deep down, I grounded myself, I anchored myself deeply with the earth, and just reached for what I felt was the source. So I went through where I'm sort of born, Arcturus, where my soul was first split off from the eternal flame, the source. And then I went into the stillness. I went to the source and kind of came into this frequency of just being one with everything. And when my mind interpreted this stillness, I kind of woke up in a huge field with millions and millions and millions of flowers. And I felt the source in me. And when I looked at each flower, they were each representing the universe, and I could feel it in my body. It was this very nice, tranquil Stillness, but very rich. It could be a melody there somewhere. And I didn't see only one universe in each flower. I saw 8 universes. That's another story. Anyway, that is what can happen if we listen deeply. So, heart-centered leadership is not a strategy, it's a way of being and leading yourself. Walking through the earth like a living altar, present, open, radiating something that words can't fully hold. So we were thinking this morning that Yvonne will lead the meditation activation, and I will hold space for you with my pendulum and a special heart and chart with the light energy. And if you have been listening to the soul meditation, then you know that from my perspective and my understanding, you can find the soul in your solar plexus, the soul connection point, but to make it human, we move it through the heart. So the heart space is yours. I will mute myself.
Yeah, hello again. It's so wonderful to have a little collaboration today here with Elof. So he's working with us. Meanwhile, I will lead this activation meditation. And I think we could begin with, we're making ourselves comfortable and just starting here. And I just want to say they are actually not needed so many words. The heart is often speaking, in its own energy, and you will understand. And you can close your eyes or choose to have them slightly open. Just do what is comfortable for you. And just breathe. Breathe in your own pace and in your own rhythm. And feel how the nurturing air fills you and your body with oxygen, letting you land in the here and now. Letting you become present and anchored. Breathing in softly and breathing out softly. And just stay here for a few breaths and just observe. Listening to your own breath. And with the next breath in, I want you to let this living and nourishing energy flow into your heart and feel how this fresh flow reaches your heart and how it opens and activates with every breath you take. Thanking yourself for being here and Let this gratitude settle in the middle of your chest and just breathe into your heart. Continue breathing slowly in your own pace and rhythm, and feel a warmth growing from the inside. And let this warmth in your chest begin to expand just a little more with every breath you take. You can imagine it as a soft and golden light glowing right here in the center of your heart, in the center of your chest. And just continue breathing in your own pace and rhythm. And with each inhale, feel this light growing brighter. And with each exhale, feel it spreading softly, gently into your shoulders, down through your arms, into your belly, your hips, your legs, and all the way down to your feet. And let here your whole body be bathed in this warm, heart-centered light. And if you wish, you can silently repeat these words to yourself. I am open, I am safe, and I am loved. Just stay here for a few more breaths, resting in this feeling. There's nothing to do here. There's nowhere to go. It's just you and your own beautiful open heart. And when you feel ready, slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the room. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when it feels right, you can gently open your eyes. And just carrying this warmth with you into the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Wonderful. Take your time. So, listening to our heart is definitely not naive or impractical. It's really the bravest thing we can do. And if you want to practice it and listening to your soul through your heart, not just on Sundays, but every day in community with others doing the same work, then of course you're invited to our Kindred Souls community. And if you have ever felt too sensitive for this world, too deep for small talk, or too awake to go back to sleep, that's a home we can offer. With soul guidance, inner wisdom, and heart-centered community for sensitive souls. A sacred space for those ready to remember who they truly are. The light codes are alive in there. And there's a 7-day free trial with wonderful courses and gifts waiting for you from day one. There will be a link for it. Elena, thank you both for all this loveliness. Thank you for your lovely presence. Malena, love this not expected experience, maybe, but when I relaxed, I found myself seeing myself kicking and screaming in frustration, like a kid on the inside. Felt good to let myself feel frustration I experience right now in life. After that, tears came. So thank you. Love the softness in this space. Thank you. And not a problem. Emotions come and go. Emotions only inhibit us if we suppress them or try to change them into something they're not, bypassing. So that sounds like a very loving thing to do. Right. And if you like to uh, felt held here, so thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That is something that is very valuable for us. Whatever we do in life, in here, in the community, that people really feel held. It's something that we lacked in our past, and we really wanted to change that landscape. And if you would like to explore one-on-one work with either me or with Yvonne, there will be links for that too. I work as a modern shaman and soul guide. And if you ever need help to reclaim lost soul parts, rewiring limiting beliefs, or clearing old patterns in real time while wide awake, I'm your guide. Yvonne is great with sacred feminine wisdom and grounding, and also mindset work in a very loving way. I actually ask for advice once in a while how to change my mind. I get really good answers, so I can warmly recommend Yvonne. We're about to close this session. These transmissions were brought to you by me, our friends on the Swedish Hill, our nonverbal autistic friends, real people transmitting from another dimension. And of course, my darling co-host Yvonne, who, as I said, is a mentor for sacred feminine and holding ground for us all. You can read all about our offers on our new landing page, eternalsouls.com. And this space is free and always will be. Donations are warmly welcome if today resonated. Link in chat, comment, or description. So, lovely friends, thank you for today, and remember you are a bright shining star and a miracle, a light of eternal potential. So please walk in beauty when you can, lead yourself from the heart, and walk in the mystery of awakening like a living shrine, a living altar. You are the change. Hope to see you next week or sooner. Many blessings.